Shalom, shalom. Walk circumspectly, not as fools, because the days are evil. And this is not talking about this woman per se. I'm not calling this woman a fool, but nonetheless, we must understand that we are living in the last days, and we must be circumspect. Circumspect. The prefix of the word circumspect, circum, goes back to the word circumference, back in mathematics, which means a circle. Spec goes back to glasses, and back in the day, old heads or your grandparents would say, hand me those specs over there, which would be glasses so that they can see. So circumspect means to have a full view of the situation. In other words, look at it from all angles, 360 degrees. All right. But with that being said, let me give all honor, glory, and praises to YAHAWAH by Hashem YAHAWASHI by Hashem QADASH. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone, taught me the truth of the Spirit. Singing honors to the elect, peace and bless to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom, peace and bless to whoever's on the live as well. So it's an article. This happened sometime last year. It says, man watched American bully called Taint pin woman to ground as she was mauled by his dogs. Now this incident happened over in London. Not over here in America, over in London. So this just goes to show you that nature, that perpetual hatred or disdain that Esau has for us, it lingers wherever you go. The curses follow us wherever we go, no matter how you look. If you have that Israelite blood in you, if you're from the ancestry of it, you're gonna fall under those curses, right? So as you can see on the screen, I highlighted in green and red and blue and other colors. A dog owner who watched, and she's an attractive woman too. Might I add, she's an attractive woman. A dog owner who watched on as his American bully savaged a woman. This is sad in a sense. Think about it. You gotta listen to the rest of it. And I also left the link of the article in the description box as well. It said Lacadia Reynolds, 24, was pinned to the ground by a pack of animals owned by 28-year-old Darren Massey. The dogs bit her face and dragged the terrified woman by the head in Abbots Park, Brixton, southwest London, on June 6 last year. Miss Reynolds was hospitalized for a week and needed plastic surgery after suffering nerve damage to her lip. She lost the use of her, listen here, she lost the use of her right arm and was unable to play rugby or her violin. She says the attack has ruined her life. Now understand this. When this incident happened, it could have been prevented. This is why I say this is kind of sad. But do you not know what rugby is? Think about American football. They wear equipment and they're hitting each other. And rugby, it's football, but there's no equipment. And when you watch the men play rugby, these men are like 6'8", 6'9", like 260, 80 pounds. They're like LeBron James size, running at each other full speed, no equipment, hitting each other. A woman playing that sport. Come on, and that's crazy now that I think about it. It's crazy because she's attractive and she's playing rugby. Then on top of that, she also plays the violin. Like, wow. But now her life's been changed. But understand, you really got to understand why I brought this article out, because I'm going to go into it, why I brought it out, and how it could have been prevented, and how it showed you how Esau has that perpetual hatred towards us. Now, Jack Williams, prosecutor, said Miss Reynolds was on her way to meet a friend when she was suddenly set upon. He said she entered the park and saw Miss Massey. And this right here is another point too I'm getting at. Walk circumspectly. She walking to see her friend. And that's another thing in this society. Women just walk around frolicking about with no hedge or no man. In ancient times, if a woman was to walk about, she would always have to be accompanied by a male figure. Whether it was her brother, if it wasn't her husband, okay, it had to have been her brother, either like a nephew or a male cousin or an uncle or a father. It had to be a male figure of the family, right? Anyhow, So she entered the park and saw Mr. Massey with three large dogs on leads. He let go of two and they started to circle Miss Reynolds. They jumped up at her. Mr. Massey attempted to call the dogs off, but was not successful. Miss Reynolds was bitten a considerable amount of times. She was also distressed that the video of the attack went viral. Vile comments were left under that video. So for one, she entered the park. This individual released two of his big dogs. They start to circle her and camp around about her. Then they attack her. And he's trying to call off his dog, but it was unsuccessful. For one, you didn't have to let the dogs go to begin with. Understand what I'm saying? Continuing on to where you see the yellow marking. Mr. Williams said there is no suggestion that dog owner Master was responsible for the video being shared. So he even shared the video. Think about this, y'all. This woman can't use her right arm anymore. She can't play rugby or the violin. And she had to get plastic surgery too. And she said it changed her entire life forever. And this dude's the one that released the dogs on her. I ain't gonna say on her, but released them. But for what reason? And you couldn't even control them. Okay? He added, she feels that the incident ruined her life. She is fearful that the injuries have changed her life forever, including her appearance. It has affected her social life. Jumping down to where it is in the white. It was just me against these dogs. It's like it was just me against these dogs, these three dogs. The owner himself actually started asking for help. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. As she's being mauled by his dog, as she's crying and pleading for help, I was screaming, asking for help, asking him for help. It was just me against these three dogs. The owner himself actually started asking for help, which made me even more scared because I thought if he can't control his dogs, then who can? I had to loosen my hoodie and took my hoodie off and tear my arm out of the dog's mouth. If I didn't get away within the split second that I did, I knew those dogs were going to kill me. That's what she said. On a regular day, walking to her friend's house. And I don't know what. Come on. Come on, man. This ain't right. And you know what? Let me check. Let me see something. Let me see something real quick. Let me check something real quick. Let me see something real quick. I was trying to see if I can get a picture of that dude, Darren Massey, but they ain't show one. They just showing boxes and stuff. But yeah, man. This right here is a prime example of what I'm saying. This dude released his dog and it attacked this woman. Now, people, you gotta. This is once again. I like to say this. This is happening in a so-called civilized society. Wait until it's complete anarchy. And the reason why I want to bring this out because the mindset that people have today, they have no clue of what's to come. But we have to constantly be circumspect and be on our P's and Q's. I mean, it could happen to anybody, but this happened to an Israelite woman. And like I said, it changed her life forever, but it's the way it happened. I mean, the dude let the dogs loose. And well, whether it's to eat them out or not, it's the fact that she was by herself. She had to fend for herself. And he was his dogs. As she asking him for help, he's asking other people to help him. It's like, this is just crazy, man. Nonetheless, remember, the Lord have animals out here for vengeance. And also with sharp teeth. So this is Ephesians 5:14 through 17. Wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. People walk around with their eyes wide shut. They can't see all this darkness around them, man. You need this light to get through this, to maneuver through it. not understanding the times. We don't need to know the times of the season thereof. Because as they say, peace and peace, what? Then sudden destruction shall come. Think about it. That was sudden destruction to her. It destroyed her nervous system in her arm to where she's paralyzed on her right arm. She can't use it anymore. She can't play the violin. She can't play rugby. Like, her life is just ruined. Can you imagine how depressed she is? Right? And then think about that fearful moment. Every time she hear a dog bark, she see a dog. She's traumatized from it. But I'm just saying, like, think about the nature, man. Be aware. Anything can happen. You got to be aware. Verse 15. Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord is to usher in his kingdom. But remember, the scripture says the saints shall take the kingdom. So the Lord is going to come and take the crowns of all the kings of the earth, all the heads, all the rulers of the earth, over all the countries. And the Lord is going to have, it's going to be Armageddon. The Lord is going to have, what it said? It said, the Lord and his angels fought against Satan and his angels. It's talking about Esau and his angels, you know, and his armies, you know. But nonetheless, just keep your eyes peeled and keep your eyes on the prize and be circumspect. Just remember, this video is really just to remind the sisters too, like, you know, praise the Lord that he send you an Israelite man, and that he also keep a hedge over you as well, you know. But with that being said, pray you edify and fast, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent, Kwama Sha'Allah, Wafla Babal, Shalom.